Hi everyone, a tube scarf. The way I have made it was 36 packs loom, and I used different kinds of yarn, colored yarn. But you can also make one in one color. You can make it as wide as you want yourself. You can either decide to use other knit stitches like E-wrap, then the tie will be a bit bigger. And you can make it with true knit, you can make it with flat knit or U-wrap. And I advise you to knit 10 rows so you know how wide the scarf will be. And this is a good scarf to make, and so you can use all your creativity into it to make one. All kinds of yarn, maybe I said that already, and that's why I think it's a nice project to do. And also you can use all kinds of looms. It doesn't matter what kind of amount of packs, as long as you can make it as wide as you want your scarf to be. 2 loom knitted scarves. The black one made on a 32 packs loom with flat knit, and one made on a 36 packs loom and with stripes. And as you can see, this is the front and this is the back of the scarf. And I will make a video on how I did those color changes the most easiest way. I made pompons, but you can also decide to make it more like a square, so that it is flat, and that is also done on a video. Both scarves are made with a drawstring cast on and a drawstring cast off, just like when you would make a Christmas ornament or an Easter egg. To make a start with this scarf, we are going to use a flat drawstring cast on. Om deze das te beginnen gaan we eigenlijk een opzet doen met een soort magische lus, net als bij haken. You put your slip knot on the ankle pack. Je zet je eerste steek gewoon even vast aan de anchor pack. And you're going to wrap behind, or pull your yarn behind the first pack. Je haalt je garen achter de eerste pack langs, before the second, voor de tweede. Then you skip 2 packs with yarn behind. Dan sla je er 2 over en dan sla je het er weer voor. And you put your yarn in front. Skip 2 overslaan en weer 1 ervoor. Skip 2, yarn in front, and then you're at the beginning. Nu ben je weer aan het begin en dan ga je eigenlijk verder met het breien van de steken en weer omslaan. And then you are going to knit the stitches again and pull your yarn behind. So you knit this one, yarn in front, and you skip 1 pack and you're going to the next stitch. Okay, so je hebt deze dus gebreid. Dan sla je dus een draad voorlangs en een keer nog achterlangs totdat je weer bij de volgende bent. You knit that one, je breidt deze, 1 peg, sla je de draad ervoor en 1 erachter, 1 pack the yarn in front and 1 pack the yarn behind. You knit the next one, yarn in front En je skip one pack with yarn behind. En je slaat hem dus ervoor en naar achter. En je breidt er weer heen. You knit the next one. Yarn in front. And as you can see, here's your first stitch. Nou, hier nog eentje. Het garen naar voren. En hier zie je dus de eerste gebreide steek. En nu zie je nog eigenlijk één lege pack. En die gaan we zo weer aanvullen. And as you can see, there's still one pack that's empty, and that's what we are going to do in the next row. So we're going to knit all the packs now. We gaan alle steken breien. Yarn in front, garen naar voren. We've knitted them. Knit, empty pack, yarn in front. Je breidt de steek en nog een steek. Is er weer een lege, dan leg je de draad voor. Nou, en zoals je ziet zijn nu alle packs bezet. Now all the packs are having a stitch. So that's your cast on. And then you continue knitting. En dat is dus je opzet en dan ga je gewoon door met breien. Eén tip, ga nog niet aan het draadje trekken, hè, waarmee je hem dus eigenlijk sluit, want dat is straks handig wanneer je de das nog even buiten moet keren vanwege draadjes aanhechten of draadjes in een knoopje leggen. One tip, one piece of advice, do not pull at the working yarn to close the scarf, because you still will need that when you are going to weave in ends, making knots or something like that. So you can put the scarf inside out so you can have better look. With this kind of scarf, and I'm doing it in flat knit, you can do various things, like making stripes like I'm doing here, but you can also decide to have a graph from internet, a cat or a dog or letters, and knit that into the scarf. It's a very good stitch to do that. And one advance is that you don't have to weave in all the ends, because everything is inside the scarf. You only have to make a knot so it won't get loose anymore. Most of the times when you knit stripes, and in this case with 4 skeins of yarn, it is most of the times easy to not just cut off, but weave the working yarns with each other. In this case, because all the weaving ends are at the inside of the scarf, I decided to cut it off. But when you have a flat panel, it looks more beautiful when you do not cut them off. With this scarf I decided to do the flat knit, and I'm using acrylic yarn for needle size, European size 4. Most of the times I advise just try it out on the loom. Maybe U-wrapping is better for you, or another stitch. And in my case, flat knit was the most beautiful. Flat knit, that is done the way you are used to yourself, or I can give you some examples. Adjusting a new skein of yarn. You can do it 2 ways. In this part of the scarf I decided to immediately make a knot and continue knitting. In this part of the scarf, I decided not to make a knot and make it afterwards. So there are two ways, and maybe there are still more ways of doing it, but take a way that suits you. I will show you both ways of adjusting new yarn, and you can try them both, or you think, okay, that's the way that suits me. Finger length, I always say, then you have enough. You cut it off. After the black one, you adjust the red one. Now, this is where you have finished. You pull the yarn around, you just hold it, both, and then continue knitting. And that one you will put at the inside. Now, I show you my way of doing the flat knit. I'm not pulling at the working yarn, I'm just guiding it. Now we're going and just practice the flat knit and find the way which is suitable for you, working clock or counterclockwise. In my case, working clockwise is the most easiest way to do the flat knit. Okay, we're almost at the anchor pack, and then you are going to do it slightly. You don't pull at the stitch. And then, okay, this is the last one. You just pull a bit at that black one beneath or below. This is also a stitch that's loose. You just pull it over very gently and just pull immediately at the weaving ends. You just knit another stitch, and then you are going to look at the inside. You just pull gently at the red one, and you pull gently at the black one, and then you are going to make a knot just by when you are doing your shoes. You just pull gently until you see, okay, it's a bit connected. This one is beneath the knot and this one is up, so this one stays up and this one you connect them again. It's the best knot I know, it won't get loose anymore. And then you continue knitting the second row. There. Okay, finger length. After the red, the yellow. And then we are not making a knot. You just hold them, you make the stitch, and when you see those weaving ends, just pull them at the inside, or put them on the inside, and you continue knitting, just doing the flat knit. And just like the one with the knot, you just, when you almost at the anchor peg, the last stitch, you will knit gently, and the first stitch you will knit gently. And the second, you're going to take a look at the inside. You just pull a bit at the yellow one and the red one. Not too hard. And just put them. And you see they make a bit of holes, but I will show you how to get this effect. You can also put your loom against your body and you just continue knitting. That's also a nice way. Then put it on the table.